Hello and welcome to the Breslin Center. Zachary Swiecicki alongside Ryan Cole for Impact 89 FM, WDBM East Lansing. We were here for Michigan State men's basketball, the back end of a doubleheader. Michigan State women's basketball winning 65-62 earlier on in the day. We also saw Mark D'Antonio. Busy day here at the Breslin Center. Mark D'Antonio obviously talking about the football team. They're accepting their bid to the Holiday Bowl to face Washington State. That should be interesting. We'll talk about that in the Spartan Red Zone. But for now, we're here to talk about men's basketball winning 86-57 over the Nebraska Cornhuskers, winning their first Big Ten game. Obviously, the schedule pushed up because of now the Big Ten tournament getting moved up to be played in New York City at MSG. So a lot of stuff going on, as I said. The Michigan State men's basketball, Nick Ward leading all scores with 22 points, and Tim Miles, the head coach of Nebraska, giving them a lot of praise at postgame.
He sure did, and Nick Ward obviously made it difficult for Nebraska because the Cornhuskers were in foul trouble all day trying to stop the big man out of Gahanna, Ohio. He had 22 points, got to the free throw line 13 times, and made 10 of those, 6 for 7 from the field, and Nick Ward really did a nice job tonight making Nebraska pay for just not having a matchup for him down low.
MSU improves to 7-1 on the season. Nebraska falls to 6-3. Obviously, the early season Big Ten game is never easy, but Tim Miles really said when he saw this was going to be MSU, their first game in the Big Ten, he said he knew it was going to be a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tim Miles has a lot of respect for this Michigan State program and complimented Tom Izzo for all that he's done to mentor young coaches like Miles. And you have to credit Nebraska for coming in here and at least making Michigan State fight a little bit in the early first half. Really, the first 10 minutes were not what you expected from Michigan State after that big top 5 win against Notre Dame. Tim Miles had his guys ready to play, but they just don't have all the pieces set right now. And Tom Izzo said this team is much better than they played today.
We saw one of those pieces from Michigan State, Nick Ward. We talked about 22 points. There's 3 other pieces in the sophomore class that combined to beat Nebraska single-handedly 58-57.
It really is, that's a great way to put it. They beat Nebraska single-handedly, those sophomores did. And then paired with Jaron Jackson, who had a double-double, the freshman, the young guys from Michigan State really are making a huge difference. And we've talked about it all season long, the way that the sophomore class is really talented. And today was no exception. They're the best players on the team, and they score the ball, they play defense. They do it all for Michigan State, the sophomore class.
We saw Tom Izzo, he's never happy. The team never can play a perfect game. But as far as numbers go, 11 blocks and 6 turnovers for the Spartans. 2 things that were kind of stats that you're looking forward throughout the season, they improved on today.
Well, yeah, and the blocks, are not a problem for Michigan State. They have so much length, and Jaron Jackson, Nick Ward, they block shots with the best of them. But the turnovers, 6 turnovers for Michigan State, I was shocked that Tom Izzo wasn't doing cartwheels after seeing that number, because turnovers have really been a problem so far this season. And today was a great day for them as far as not turning the ball over. I wonder if that was the fact that they weren't aggressive enough on the offensive end, which Tom Izzo talked about a little bit.
Yeah, Michigan State wins by 29 points against Nebraska to start the Big Ten play officially. Doesn't really feel like Big Ten play until January comes around. But we saw some other role players from Michigan State on this. Michigan State step up. Saw Matt McQuaid get a few minutes, Ben Carter, as well as Gavin Schilling. Kenny Goins, Tom Izzo said, should be fully healthy and should be getting more minutes. This will see Connor George get a couple points in the ballgame today. So a lot of role players from Michigan State continue to get important minutes for the season going forward.
Yeah, and Xavier Tillman too. That's another one. That's another one that I really like what I'm seeing out of the big man from Grand Rapids. Xavier Tillman has made a difference on this team. And while it was a 29-point victory, of course, Xavier Tillman still made some big plays today. Obviously, we talk about the sophomores all the time, but really top to bottom, nobody had an awful game for Michigan State today. But Tom Izzo was a little bit disappointed. Thought that they would come out and execute a little bit better. And really, it is because they haven't had much rest, and they're about to play Rutgers in 2 days. I mean, they have to travel out there to New Jersey to play against the Scarlet Knights. Michigan State does not have much of a break, cannot work on themselves necessarily, which Tom Izzo has kind of lamented with this scheduling scrunching that's going on.
We saw Tom Izzo kind of describe their schedule, their hectic schedule. They have an hour of practice tomorrow, then they fly out to New Jersey, then they have an hour of the walkthrough. They're going to watch tape tomorrow night. It's going to be a hectic schedule for this team. As Tom Izzo said, 6 games in the next 13 days if you include Rutgers, 5 games in the past 11 days. Before Rutgers, obviously, you have North Carolina, you have Notre Dame, Nebraska today. Rutgers
that Oregon tournament really
Oregon
did
tournament
it too
well.
Yeah.
And you have Rutgers going to Piscataway. Not exactly an easy team for the Spartans to really match up with after a day's rest.
No, yeah, Rutgers is a very good, program on the rise, I would say. They they're the butt of many jokes in the Big Ten, but this is a program that really has it going. Coach Pinkel is a really solid coach, and I think that Tom Izzo gave him a lot of credit so far today in his press conference. Spartans have to be ready. This is their first road game of the season. They've played neutral sites, of course, and they've played here at home in the Breslin Center, but they have to play on the road at Rutgers, so watch out for the Scarlet Knights.
We also saw one number that fans have been tracking, I think as well as media, 41 total personal fouls today.
Yeah, and Tom Izzo said some of them were close, quote unquote.
Political answer.
That's about as heated as he will get about the referees in his pressers, but certainly not a fun game to watch necessarily because of the refs really kind of taking over. That'll be a topic for a different day, of course, for Tom Izzo. Maybe he'll expand a little further when he's not in the middle of the Big Ten season, but yeah, I mean, the fouls are definitely a problem so far in college basketball, and it was today in Breslin Center.
Yeah, Michigan State wins 86-57 over Nebraska. They improved to 7-1 on the season. They face Rutgers Tuesday at 7 p.m. Zachary Swiecicki alongside Ryan Cole, 4 back AFM, WDBM.